Hello everyone to this Kitabi Kida's Corner, and today we are going to talk about my 2026 half yearly read, and it is so exciting. I just can't wait to go deeper into this video. Let's start with Counterattacks at 30, which was, I don't know where I'm gonna put the video. I mean the book. Oh my god. Let's start again. The first book is Counterattacks at 30. I don't know where I'm gonna place it. It's by Won Pyong Son, and I have read her other book Almond. That's why I picked this up, and also the cover is so bright. It just called out to me in the bookstore, like, take me home, and I did. I started the year with this, but I would say it is more like a palate cleanser. It's not a book I would reread or enjoy uh, anymore. But if you want something which is light, undemanding, you want to read a normal corporate girl story who also just does not want to work, then I guess you can read that, but definitely don't start the year with it. And yeah, use it as a palate cleanser. I should have done that. It would have felt more rewarding than it did now. Next up, I read Yellowface. But before picking Yellowface, I picked up Days at Morisaki Bookshop, and I was just a few pages into it, but I just didn't enjoy that one. I think this is also because the previous read, The Counterattacks at 30, was a little light, again palette cleanser type. So Days at Morisaki Bookshop also falls into that category. So light after light was just not the vibe I wanted, and I kept falling asleep while reading that. So I put it aside, and I was at the airport. Thankfully, I had Yellowface by R.F. Kuang with me at that time, and I was like, let me give this one a try. If I'm really sleepy, I might fall asleep again. But I read around one third of the book from flying. I think I was flying from Ranchi to Bangalore. I devoured that book in that journey. So yeah, I was not sleepy. Just the book was not for me at that time. Yellowface is about a woman who steals her friend's manuscript. This is not a spoiler. This is a gist of the book. And there were times when I felt sorry for her, but then the next moment I was absolutely disgusted by her, train of thoughts and everything she was trying to be who she is not. Like, it's very annoying. But what's interesting is to be inside her head throughout the book and see how she's coming up with all these, ideas and storylines to save herself instead of writing a goddamn book by herself. And I love how Arif Kwang has shown the, pop references throughout. There are various Twitter slangs and so many shows and movies mentioned throughout it, and they are like not cringy or over exaggerated anywhere. I think that's the thing that she has captured so well. Like, that's the experience you see on internet. That's how you get scrutinized and criticized, and then you're cancelled. And the funny part is that RF Kwang was getting cancelled right now because of certain thing. I don't want to get into it because I have not read the book. I don't have the context that much. I just saw some Instagram comments and Twitter threads around it. Her book didn't teach people anything. Yes, I picked the classic To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I bought it back when I was in college only, so I think 2017, 2018. I would pick it, I would read the first page and don't understand anything. So I would just close it and keep it back. I don't think I enjoyed classics at that time when, you know, I had to read them for as course material. I was just not enjoying them as. I'll come to this topic more when I talk about Sense and Sensibility. Yes, I read another classic. So yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird is about a 8-year-old girl who sees through the world through racism and everything, and the sad part is the questions that she asked at that moment are what we are still asking now. Like, when I read these books that were written decades ago, we are still asking the same things. Like, what has improved? There is a sequel or a prequel, Go Set a Watchman. I can't recall right now where it is, like it falls after or before To Kill a Mockingbird. But I've not read it. Has anyone read it? Is it worth reading it? I don't know. I enjoyed reading To Kill a Mockingbird, but it took me so much time to finish it. Oh my god. I think till March, so from January to March, I had read only 2-3 books, but then suddenly I uninstalled Instagram. The only thing I had in front of me was my book before going to sleep, and after waking up, I restarted my Kindle, though I have not read any ebook yet, but I read that, and my reading speed zoom past. So that's great, and that is why I have read 10 books now. Nazar na lage mujhe, because the rest of the year is left, and I have a very long TBR to finish. TBR ever finished though? I don't think, it should not finish actually. That's a very important point. Like, there should always be something good to read out there. So yeah, it should never stop. I read The Stationery Shop of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. I always butcher her name, I believe. In my TVR video also, I think I didn't pronounce the name right. So there was this very interesting prompt on Storygraph of 7 reading sins, in which one of the prompt was lust, and you had to read a romance or an erotica, but I went with the romance. But I did not want romance to be the only plot in it, so I think I was recommended by someone from my office to read The Stationery Shop of Tehran, and I was like, okay, does not have only romance and it has other subplots and everything included, and the people in the office who read it have had a similar reading taste like me, so I trusted that and I picked it up, and I'm so glad. I am so glad I picked this book. This book, I think, started my journey of reading so much this year. There are 4 people whose lives are completely tangled around each other, and how they manage through all of it, through a turmoil going in their country, and then they have to move on. Like, so much is happening, and the letters, I love when the books have letters in between, so I love this book. And because I'm not a very palate cleanser kind of person, right after Stationery Shop of Tehran, I picked As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows by Zulfa Kato. And no, if you know about this book, you know the emotional effect it leaves you with, and oh my god, I don't think anybody who is reading this or read this was prepared for the chapter 28, 29. Like, I want to make separate video for this book which has spoilers and just rant so much. Like, this woman blew up my mind. This is set during the Syrian civil war, and reading this book, like these 2 books back to back, made me realize like how quickly we scroll past all these reels and everything that we see online of different genocides and discriminations throughout the world. Like, we see it, we absorb it, and then we scroll away, and then there's a dancing reel or cooking reel or whatever, so that few seconds we pay attention to such an important issue, and then we move away from it. Reading this book has changed something in my brain chemistry, I believe. I still don't know what I can do sitting here except talking about it, maybe donating and all, but yeah, it's just so sad. The world is suffering, dying. Let's come to our next pick, which was Greek Lessons by Han Kang. We love her. I love Han Kang. This is my 3rd book of her, and this made me realize I want to collect authors. So I want to read all of her books. I have read Human Acts, The Vegetarian, and now Greek Lessons, and I got this feeling that I want her whole collection. So, because she just makes every nerve inside you creep and crawl, like, oh. Greek Lessons is a little quieter work if I compare to the past 2 reads that I have done. Character is losing his sight, and the other has lost her ability to speak. It's a beautiful book, but it asks for patience. You just need to sit with it and absorb it. However, if you want to start reading Han Kang, I would say Greek Lessons is not the first book you should start with. But I don't think I'm in a better position to answer it right now. I want to read all her books. Like, this is a quieter book. Her writing is still amazing in this one, and I hate the fact that I read a translated thing, because imagine how amazing or powerful and rich it will be in her own original language. And oh my god, you should definitely watch her YouTube videos. Her way of speaking is also so soothing. Like, I was watching her speech of her prize for the literature award. I can fall asleep to that. It's like when Jungi is speaking, that's the kind of vibe you get from Han Kang's. And because I like to cry and suffer and not have happy thoughts, my next pick was A Thousand Splendid Suns, obviously, because Khalid Hosseini is just out there to ruin our minds and tear glands all the time. Like, The Kite Runner was not enough. He had to write A Thousand Splendid Suns. He had to write In the Mountain Echoes. I have not read Mountain Echoes, but I know what to expect from this man at this point. So, A Thousand Splendid Suns is about two women who share a mother-daughter bond, and it's so raw, so emotional. It has that shocking effect at times, but this could have been a lived reality of a lot of people. It's just great that someone is writing about them. Like, we have at least some idea of what is going on. I truly wish to see a day when the women themselves can write their own accounts and we are able to read biographies and autobiographies by Afghan women. But I think for now we have what we have, and all we can do is again voice out our thoughts and show them their support, although I don't know if it even reaches them. After this, I read We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This is like that reel when you are around with a reader, but they don't talk a lot, so they don't know how things are pronounced.
You don't have to be embarrassed. Like, embarrassment is a choice. It was such a paradigm shift. Paradigm. Yeah, like a big shift in your mindset. Oh, like a paradigm shift. What? He was saying that my dessert tasted like trash, like literal trash. Oh, and I was like, what a hyperbole, dude. What? A hyperbole? Is that the type of dish? No, like when you're exaggerating. Like a hyperbole? Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Quick learner, I am.
This is a short, sharp, witty book, and this was actually a TED Talk. And you could watch that TED Talk also. Honestly, it's the same thing, but it's just published as a tiny, thin book. It does not have something that you don't know. It should be, present in those spaces where you feel like women are still not appreciated, considered, or heard, things like that. Maybe gift a copy of this to people, who need it, deserve it. After this or before this, before this, after this, Baka bookstore in Ranagar branch with my friend, and that was to celebrate my birthday weekend. And we were like, let's pick out a graphic novel so we can spend a few hours here and then go out for dinner later on. So we read this little comic novel which was called Out from Bonneville by Jeff Smith. Just a very light children's book, so very cute. I think it was a town where everyone is a bone, and then three of them are going out somewhere, and then they suddenly go through
some forest, and they reach a garden, and then there are two humans also who are everyone's friends. Nature, and everyone is like, you could talk to a bug or a butterfly or a crocodile.
Fun little read, but the problem is when we reached the last page, basically when we finished the book, we realize it's not a complete book. It has 8 to 9 or maybe more parts, and we were left at a cliffhanger. So we walked out angry. But fun and nice core memory nonetheless with my bestie. Now, coming to Sense and Sensibility by Miss Jane Austen. This is the read I was so excited for in this year, but I didn't pick it up earlier because I had a copy I bought when I was in college. So it was at home and now at my home. So I read it. I love classics, I think. Till now I'm still in that notion that I love classics. I did not enjoy them when I was supposed to study them for exams and peer pressure and remember so many tiny intricate details just to write answers that satisfy my professors. And just, rushed reading is not something I really enjoy or do. I like to take my time with the books. If they're fast paced, yeah, I finish them. If I need some time to read them, I don't hesitate in doing that. Austen's writing is far wittier than I remembered, or maybe I just enjoy it much more right now. There are always twists happening, especially at the end. She has to do what she does. I mean, I have seen it in two of her books. I don't know about other writings, so I'll maybe read one more this year or next year. And of course, I want to collect Jane Austen also, like Han Kang. I don't know which other author, maybe Khaled Hosseini, Marjan Kamali, Zulfa's other book is out. The Ocean Would Paint Me Blue. I'm so excited to get my hands on that copy. But I bought like 15 books in April, so I can't buy right now. That's a self placed barrier for myself because I need to finish what I have. Like at least 50% of them I should finish before picking up the other ones or before buying the new ones. Sense and Sensibility is not something that emotionally struck me or had me think about so many things or things like that. It was a good read and I enjoyed their conversations, which also made me realize Gilmore Girls is actually like that. And is that the reason why I'm enjoying Gilmore Girls also? It's like just conversations happening between people, and suddenly there will be something very funny, sarcastic, like how Lorelai randomly keeps making jokes at dinner table in awkward situations and everything. I saw Eleanor doing the same multiple times when they're in their high tea or when she's with her sister Marianne and with her mother. In various situations, she does that. So, yeah, this was my past half year reads for 2026. And I was also reading Yesteryear along with Sense and Sensibility. I'll make a different video about those two. I have a few thoughts around that. Yeah. And Yesteryear is one of the first, Instagram or book talk famous novel that I picked. So I did not know what to expect from it, except that I just really liked the gist of it. But as soon as I started reading, I have some thoughts around that. So yeah, I'll make a different video about this. And I'm also reading a very interesting thing, a magazine. There is a Instagram content creator. I will put his username on the screen. I don't remember it right now, but he suggests good literature you can read. So he suggested Frontline and Caravan as for magazines, and I got a Frontline copy from Amazon because none of the bookstores around me had it. Even the newspaper wala couldn't arrange it for me, so I had to get it from Amazon. I just want to read a few copies and then maybe get their subscription. Anywho, this is the video ending now, and I hope you noticed my bookshelf. Although all these books here behind are what I got uh, till my college time. A few of the classics are still somewhere else. I need to get them and arrange them here. But yeah, this is, and it also has a little K-pop corner. Uh, it's all the albums and stuff, and you can see Percy Jackson, the books that started it all, and a few classics here. These are just books I don't really enjoy anymore. All of this. This is the Percy Jackson. Hey, don't blur it. Some hardcovers, poetry, and John Green. yeah, first ever bookshelf, thanks to my parents. We also put that wallpaper, my dad put it inside it. That was one interesting day. I'll put clippings of that, maybe as a voiceover to what I'm speaking right now. I did record those for this video and I forgot to talk about it. But yeah, I think you're seeing them right now and not my face. Okay, yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. This is now turning into a book channel and I have so many videos planned because I have read so much, and I'm also thinking to make singular videos for a book which has spoilers. So these combined or clubbed videos will never have spoilers, but I do want to talk about books for people who have read them. Like, it's very boring to just talk about the gist. I want to talk in more depth or details, and that definitely includes spoilers. So would you guys be interested in something like that? Of course, I'll mention it in the biggest font available on the thumbnail and the title that this has spoilers, so people don't curse me that they have been spoiled. Yeah, would you be interested in something like that? Please drop a comment and let me know about it, because I will make, but I want to know also and increase my engagement. Okay, bye bye, like, comment, share, blah blah blah, subscribe.